ayayere uyo uko kuno apo pano mamuona kere nai.
Right, 19 February 2022, and today I welcome back my usual guest, Senator Khaliphani Phugeni, after a very, very long time. How are you, Senator?
I'm okay. How are you? Why don't you tell them why it was after a long, long time?
Well, you know, Senator, some things are better left unsaid. And
Okay.
I think this is one of the things that we will deal with in future.
Okay. No, that's okay.
Right. Yes. And how have you been doing?
No, I'm doing very, very well. I'm doing very, very well. And I'm here to say hello. Happy New Year, because some of our people have not seen us. Come back, I'll tell you something. I don't know who I was telling this week. I said, I will never exchange my fans for anything or anyone's fans anyway.
Okay.
I wanted them to know that I really, really appreciate their support over the years, coming into my inbox, sharing with me what they share with me. And I take their words to heart, and I'm always guided by most of their advice.
And Senator, what I want to say is that a lot of people, they love you. They call me, yes, and they ask me what is happening with Senator Khaliphani Phugeni. And I think today let's not discuss that, because we're in the middle of a lot. Let's go instead to the recent developments in which Dr. Thokozani Kupe was photographed this week, which caused a lot of chaos. This photograph was the most talked about photograph of this whole year. What was happening here? Do you have any idea what is happening there?
Okay. Just as a way of reminder for those that are not following, I'm not here on anyone's capacity. I'm just here as an ordinary Zimbabwean who follow a lot of discourse in Zimbabwe. And today I came here. I've got 5 to 10 minutes, really. I can't stay long. But I came here because I thought there's one thing of national importance which needed my voice as well. It's that thing called the Big Saturday Read by Dr. Magaisa. And I think when he puts those things out there, he is inviting a debate, and also trying to promote a certain worldview, which is his worldview. And I thought that worldview which he tried to promote this weekend is a bigoted one, full of toxic masculinity. And I just thought it can't go unchallenged. It had to be challenged. And I'm here to do that today. What you are seeing in that whole Big Saturday Read, mostly informed by this picture which you are talking about, is really, first of all, an implosion, so to speak, within the new formation, the new political formation in the country, a rebellion of some sort, a palace coup. So you've got a certain group that is punting certain women, and then they just see a picture and they just panic, and they think that certain things are going to happen. And then so you see this Big Saturday Read, and then you see that tweet which people believe it was put out and then later rejected, and all those things. But I couldn't read the whole thing, by the way. It's just too long. You can't finish that. But the contradictions and the irony, he's talking about gaslighting when he's actually gaslighting all of us. You go and listen to Ostolas, who speaks on behalf of their formation. He invites everyone there. I don't know if you follow that. He invites everyone there, including the CIOs. And they claim that the CIOs are the ones who brought their previous party to its knees, and yet this Dr. Magaisa is willing to welcome the CIOs. NC goes as far as saying, even ZANU people, this is your home. He's there on tape. But this male chauvinist and a tribalist, because that's what I read from there, especially on the attack as it's directed to Dr. Kupe, really, that's what it is. And when it comes to the Right Honorable Monzora, you can also see a lot of exaggeration. You can't tell me that you can invite CIOs and invite ZANU and say, this is your home. And then you go on Sanje lynching against Dr. Khupe and Monzora. It's crazy. It's madness.
Okay, but the question still stands, Senator. Magaisa says Dr. Kupe caused a lot of pain to people in Chamisa's party, the MDC Alliance. They caused them to change their name. They caused the recall of all the MPs, senators, and councillors, and also caused the removal or the taking away of Harvest House. Are those not points, the correct points?
No, they are not points at all. It's actually lazy for an academic like him. He's lecturing in the UK. He's lecturing law. So in his very first year, he would have taught students what is called the law of equity. He would have taught them that. He would have taught them about the principles of that law. I'm going to mention just two. One of the principles of that law is that it will not allow a wrong to be without remedy. That's number one. Number two, it does not address anything else except individuals. Now, everybody knows and everyone is in agreement that what happened after the death of Dr. Morgan Tsvangirai should not have happened. That's a wrong. It needed a remedy. It had to be remedied. Number two is that it needed to address an individual. So that individual had to lose power. Now, you listen to him speak about Dr. Kupe and the Right Honorable Monzora, and you think like, wow, what evil people. But these are two people who were in a heart that was about to be set alight. He doesn't address himself to that. These are also same two people who have left. There is a brother of NC, by the way, in Parliament, under the MTC or MTC Alliance, whichever one you want to use. He's in Parliament today. His young brother. He's in Parliament today. He's not recalled. There is a Mamncane of NC in Parliament today. She is not recalled. There is a deputy chairperson of the CCC in Parliament today, not recalled. I can list, the list is endless. You can actually see it tomorrow in their launch rally. You will see how many MPs will be there. They are not recalled. There is a context to all of these things, and I do not think it's wise to take us back to start litigating these things. Now, there are reports which were never disputed, first by the NC crowd, and also even Honorable Monzora didn't dispute. You saw the reporting which said he was so abused that at one stage he broke down into tears. There was reporting to that effect. Now, I don't think it reflects on Monzora, by the way. I think it reflects on these people who are Democrats, who are pushing a democratic project, that you can abuse a human being to that extent. You see, so the picture which he wants to paint, it does not exist. It exists in the figment of his imagination. It's not there. As a matter of fact, Gambaku, as I told you, it's a palace coup. That judgment, if we have to go back to it, if I was NC, I would embrace it. Because without that judgment, basically, these guys will run a coup on him and take over his project.
Okay. Senator, I think we are agreed on most of the things that you're saying. But the important point that Magaisa is raising, and many MDC or CCC members, is that Dr. Kupe cannot just come back to CCC and work with Chamisa as a leader. She must come and be an ordinary member. Is that what this picture is about? Is she trying to come back as a leader into CCC?
No, I don't know. I don't know, and I don't care. what I wanted to address myself to today is, like I told you, this whole thing clothed as a academic discourse, wanting to educate us on something. No, it's not true. It's not true. That's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm bringing. And I'm saying the picture which he paints of Dr. Kupe, by the way, it's a sexist picture. It's a tribalistic picture. That's number one. The picture which he paints of the Right Honorable Monzora, it's a picture of a person who is scared of people that can come together, because the founding principle and offerings of Triple C simply says you just have to be a citizen of Zimbabwe and you can come. Right. Now, let me tell you something. These MPs, which is mourning about, whom he claims they were recalled, who belonged to a previous formation, those MPs came about by an amount of 2.8 million. Right? There are two key figures in that 2.8 million US dollars. First of all is Dr. Monzora. How is he key? He is the one who fought for this political funding act. So for the opposition like us in Zimbabwe to receive that money, it was the work of Monzora. He went to court, he fought it, he won it. For Magaisa to be a member of Dr. Tsvangirai's cabinet, no, not cabinet, staff, it's because Dr. Kupe went to Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt in that AU summit, which resolved that there must be a GNU in Zimbabwe. So you can't paint these people like John Come Lately or like Nobodze or like people who have not played a huge role in the democratization or in this democratic project of Zimbabwe. Now, are there differences? Yes, there are differences. But the role is to try and bridge the gap or bridge these differences, not to try and exaggerate and paint other people with horns as if the so-called victims were pristine. They were not pristine. We all messed up each other here. We messed up each other big time, and we ought to find each other, not this whole thing of... Let me give you an example. It was claimed that is the national chairperson, Honorable Gomich, who was doing double candidates, right? Gomich is the signatory right now. He's in charge of the MTCT/MTC alliance process. Have you seen double candidates there? Nada. Zero. But the double candidates are happening that side. And who's doing the double candidates? It's these lieutenants that are playing gatekeeping and trying to pretend as if they are more democratic than others. You see, that's very, very important. So I'm not going to drill it down to individuals and whatsoever. I know it excites you and other people. That's not what I'm interested in. I'm here to challenge this worldview which Magaisa wants to give out there, when in reality he's playing factional politics within his party. By the way, I watched a video by Dr. Kupe yesterday. She just said she's MTCT. Now, I know that there are contestations here and there. That's not what I'm addressing. But the point that I'm bringing is that she has never claimed to be Triple C. So to write a whole article misapplying ideologies and concepts and whatsoever, the very same thing which he seems to be speaking against is what he's doing. He's gaslighting us and dog whispering. Those are the two things which he's doing.
Okay, you're speaking about this article, BSR, Gaslighting, Moral Hazard, and Change Management. And particularly, you're talking about the moral hazard portion. I went through this whole post by Magaisa, and I think the point that is...
Yeah, Prev, I couldn't finish this. I tried. I tried in the morning. I tried now. I just couldn't finish this. First of all, it's too long, filled with contradictions. And the examples which he does, I mean, look at the false equivalencies. He speaks of Kukurahund to make a point and then brings Dr. Kupe into it. and want to say, because that's what he wants to tell us. He wants to tell us that bringing Dr. Kupe, inciting pains like the ones that the 5th Brigade incited on the people of Matebele. The guy has no shame. He has no shame. He's an academic. I'll give him that. He's a good writer for that. He writes good English, but it ends there. When it comes to logic, when it comes to thought and everything else, I'm sorry, I'm not there. You guys can read that thing. I'm not going to waste my time on him.
But do you agree that the issue needs to be thoroughly debated? The coming back of Dr. Kupe. The coming back of Dr. Kupe. Dr. Kupe is certainly to be part of the opposition. She was no longer part of the opposition.
Which
she was
opposition?
Now part of the real. What? If you listen to Fazama Here, if you listen to Chamisa, if you listen to Ostalos, they all speak of the real opposition. This article is saying Dr. Kupe was enjoying the benefits of being aligned to ZANU-PF. And now she wants to come back to Chamisa because she's now lost favor with Monzora. She's lost favor with the President Idi Mnangagwa.
Yeah, but it's a very shallow narrative that I don't even want to dignify in this way. Professor Ncube, we were told that is a ZANU project, if you remember. We're told that Professor Ncube is a ZANU project for a very, very long time. Boom, he becomes the vice president, right? We were told that Advocate Pete is a ZANU project for a very, very long time. Boom, he becomes the vice president. We were told that Advocate Job Sikala is a ZANU project. Boom, he becomes a deputy chairperson. Now, if you are putting any value to all those ridiculous and laughable claims by Dr. Magaisa, then those who say you're crazy, come back with they are correct.
Yeah, but I want to know, tomorrow there's going to be a launch for the candidates for CCC. I talked to Ndando last week, and he said that Dr. Kupe is not fielding candidates so that she doesn't split votes with Chamisa. The point is, she wants to work with Chamisa. Is she not going to turn around and stab him in the back?
Well, I don't know. I told you, I don't know. I don't care. I'm not here to specifically speak for one individual because I don't speak for anyone. I speak for myself. So if you speak to Ndando, you're doing a good job. If you want to speak to Magaisa, you call him direct. Dr. Monzora, you call Damba, which is okay. But there is a principle which I wanted to come and deal with here. The worldview, a very narrow and a dishonest worldview which Magaisa wanted to put out there. That's why I'm here. That's what I'm challenging. You see, I'm engaging in this discourse which he threw in there. And I'm coming here.
But it's not only him. It's not only him. The same thing was said by Hopewell, that people should be allowed to question the coming back of Dr. Kupe to CCC, because she is indeed talking to CCC people. She's cooperating with them.
No, it doesn't matter, Kambakwe. I've said to you, herself, she has said she's not coming to CCC. I spoke to Honorable Pepe, and Honorable Pepe said, I was meeting a fellow Bulaweni. People meet. I'll give you an example. Few weeks ago here, we had the president of the MTC meeting with the mayor of Harare, right, who is a CCC member and other members there. And the reporting was, it was nice meeting after a long time, blah, 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 and all those things. Why when Dr. Kupe meets with Professor Ncube, engineer Abednego Pepe, there's so much hullabaloo. They are both from Matebele land. They are all from Matebele, all three of them. They all live in Bulawayo. They all started this movement, opposition movement. Why should it be a surprise that they meet?
Okay, because Dr. Kupe, when she had the chance to meet these people, and she was president of the MDC Alliance or MDCT, she did not look for them.
Yeah, but those things you'll converse with the Ntando. So if you are interested in individuals, whatever, converse that with Ntando or whoever speaks for the people that you are concerned about. The issue I am raising says you cannot have such a narrow view and want to tarnish other people as evil and as devils. Basically, what he's doing is, it's not so hidden tribalism that he's engaged in, by the way. It's not so hidden. It's very, very clear to us. And he is abusing his platform as an academic, as if it's an academic discourse. That's not an academic discourse. It's not at all. Because you can't tell me that after all the claims that were made against Advocate Vit, Honorable Pitt, after all the claims that were made, why didn't we see all these articles about him? We never saw all these articles. After all the claims that were made about Honorable Advocate Sikala, we never saw all of these things, you see? And I'm saying to you, this cannot be disputed. This is a fact. President Tsvangirai, when he was being pursued by the system, he escaped the country and left Dr. Kupe in charge. Dr. Kupe, who ran this party, went to that AU summit, came with a resolution that says there must be a GNU in this country. Now, he doesn't speak of all of that. Zimbabweans have agreed, all of them, that after the demise of President Tsvangirai, Dr. Kupe should have taken off. That's not in question. He doesn't address himself to that. He doesn't. And I'm saying to you, I've listed people who are in parliament. I'm saying tomorrow, watch the launch. There will be MPs there. They're in parliament. They are not recalled. So an objective and an intelligent analysis will ask itself questions on why was so-and-so recalled, why was not so-and-so recalled, why, you see, then you begin to see an objective picture emerging. But this picture that wants to say, Dr. Kupe created a Kukraund. Really, really, really. I mean, it's nice. It's nice if you never experienced such pain, you never lost a friend, or you never lost a parent, then you can just play around with some of the things that are so painful to most of our people.
Okay, I do agree with you to a certain extent, Senator, but I think we need to get Ntando here and get to understand what Dr. Kupe's intentions are, because this is a big issue to the MDC, to the CCC guys. They had to change their name because of Dr. Kupe. It was Dr. Kupe who...
No. They did not change their name because of Dr. Kupe. I think, again, you are also being a deductionist and being shallow in your analysis. The CCC made a public announcement that they are going to run these elections under the MDC alliance. I think you know that. The name changed recently. So don't be a deductionist and shallow in your analysis. That's not what happened. And I'm not saying this representing anyone. I'm just here representing history, because you guys want to change history in less than a month. How do you change history in less than a month? It's not right. It's not fair. It's dishonest.
Right. Gary, I saw you want me to add you, but your number here with WhatsApp is not working for me. So I've put the stream key on the screen. You can join there. Senator, let's wrap up. Is there anything else you want to say before we close? I think he's run out of data. We've lost Senator Khaliphani Phugeni here. And Gary, if you're there, you can join. Otherwise, I'll have to wrap this up. We were talking about the coming back of Dr. Kupe to the MDC or CCC, as she has been meeting with key members of the CCC. She met with Professor Oshman Ngube. She met with Abednego Bebe in Bulawayo at a hotel. And I talked to Ntando Ndlovu, the spokesperson of Dr. Kupe, and he said, going forward, those meetings will be continuing. They'll be having more meetings like that. And the intention is that they are going to cooperate with other opposition parties, the real opposition parties, to go against the MDCT and ZANU-PF. which do not represent the wishes of Zimbabweans. So he said the MDCT of Dr. Kupe did not field candidates to allow Nelson Chamisa, CCC, to not split votes. So that is what he said to me. I also talked to Abednego Bebe, who said that he is now CCC, has always been CCC, and he's going to be part of Nelson Chamisa's party. So that is the information I got directly from the parties involved. And Senator Khaliphani Phugeni is saying here that an article written by Alex Magaisa today in his big Saturday read is not representative of the truth. It's lies, and Magaisa is actually attacking Dr. Kupe using false information. He's gaslighting people the same way he's saying Dr. Kupe is gaslighting Zimbabweans. So you can go and look at that article by Magaisa. Very, very interesting. It's very long, but I read through the whole thing. And Magaisa, obviously, he knows how to put his points together. The problem that we have now is we're in the middle of change. Things are changing. And everyone in the CCC, in the MDCT, in ZANU-PF, they do not know what is happening and what is going to happen. Tomorrow is going to be a very interesting day. Chamisa is going to be having the launch for his candidates. And what happens tomorrow is going to determine the direction of politics in Zimbabwe. You're going to see many people expect Chamisa to pull out a very big crowd. And that crowd is going to give Chamisa either momentum, or if ZANU-PF makes a mistake and they try to block Chamisa, it's also going to affect their own campaign. So tomorrow is a very, very important day when Chamisa has that rally. I think it's starting at 3 o'clock, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 o'clock. But obviously, because they've got artists performing, it's going to be earlier. So tomorrow, everyone is going to be watching. They'll be watching the yellow. What are the yellow guys going to be doing? And we are all expecting to come up with an analysis. So tomorrow we'll come back and we'll look at what Chamisa would have achieved, what would have said, especially the issue of constitution, the issue of leadership. Who is going to be the leadership of the CCC? It will be very unfortunate if Chamisa launches the candidates' campaigns and fails to speak about those issues, about who is going to be in the leadership, what is the constitution of the MDC, of the CCC going to look like, and what is the future plan for CCC. There's a lot that people are expecting from Chamisa tomorrow. So let me look at a few comments here. And people are going to the rally, hopefully, come out disappointed. Those who are going to go to the rally come out disappointed. That's what Ben Flora is saying. Leroy is saying CCC party is backwards, still doing politics of Tuka instead of politics of development. Then Shepard Chirendo says, I have full information, admin Gambakwe. I tried to give you guys the link. No one has joined. And then Proactive is saying MDCT, Kupe, and Monzora thought ED was going to make the ministers. ED knows his game very well. And then let's look at Liberty. You are representing what? History that is directed at Senator Khaliphani Phugeni. And Shingra is saying Mahumbwe all the way. Gary, you say send stream key on Messenger. I can't send to you on Messenger right now. I'm live on the phone. I'll call you, Gary. Remember, we're that live. Let's do another live. Maybe Sunday, tomorrow, after Chamisa's meeting, rally. I'll WhatsApp you and we'll talk about it. My number is still the same. You can WhatsApp me and we can bring you up here tomorrow. Then Tondra Msikwa says there are no permanent enemies in politics, Gambakwe. She can join CCC if she wishes. But Magaisa says she's going to stab Chamisa in the back, the same way she stabbed Tsvangirai, the same way she stabbed Monzora. She's going to turn around, and the same way she stabbed President Mnangagwa in the back, she's going to stab him also in the back if Chamisa is not careful. Then someone says, who are you saying to us when it's your own view, Khaliphani? I think Senator Khaliphani said it's his view. He already said that in the beginning. And then B still says, Gambako, I think Senator Phugeni knows that Dr. Kupe needs to try her luck by joining CCC. He was once her spokesperson. So I think we're all agreed. There's polarization regarding Dr. Thukhuzani Kupe. But one thing I can tell you, she's very, very hardworking. Dr. Thokozani Kupe has been part of the politics of Zimbabwe. She's never been away from it. And that is one thing that you should always be careful about. In Matabeleland, she got 45,000 votes. And those 45,000 votes stopped Nelson Chamisa from becoming president. Because if Chamisa had received those 45,000 votes, he was going to force a runoff with President Mnangagwa, and who knows what would have happened. So do not take Dr. Thokozani Kupe for granted. And also, she fights. She is a very, very big fighter. I'm sure Senator Monzora knows this. She fought him at that Congress. She fought him for a whole year. And up to now, when she's recalled, we are still talking about her. We've not kept quiet about Dr. Thokozani Kupe. So she's going to be part of the politics of this country for a very, very long time. Right. I think this is it for today. Let us see what happens tomorrow. We're all expectant of the CCC rally tomorrow. And as expected, Harare is going to be on fire tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of activity. People already got arrested yesterday. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's see if the rally goes ahead. And let's see if it meets the expectations of the whole of Zimbabwe. People want to see what Chamisa is going to say. He has not been saying a lot. And everyone is expecting him to speak finally. Thank you very much for watching. And good night.